Come sit here, man. Let's do another podcast.
Cheers. We have water this time. I was getting really dry lips.
Yeah.
Some ASMR going on.
We are back with the second podcast now.
Back in the pajamas, baby.
Yeah, this time we decided to wear pajamas. He came back last night so happy and excited to give me a new pajamas. He called me from Central World and was like, bro, you need a pajamas? Which color would you like?
Yeah.
Would you like pink, purple,
This is too
blue?
boring. You should have gone pink, same as me.
Nah, we can't match.
Why not? Guys, do you think we should have got 2 pink or 2 blue or like this?
But imagine if you got another blue. Do you remember those bananas like walking around the cartoon from like when we were kids?
Bananas in pajamas.
Yes, bananas in pajamas. That could be us.
Yeah.
That could be the name of this podcast.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the shop next time. I'm going to buy these ones and come back with the blue pajamas, okay? But this is comfy.
Yeah.
Do you prefer wearing pajamas or normal clothes?
At home, I like pajamas. Pajamas or just naked.
But right, okay. But right now we're filming this at around like what? It says 12:35 p.m. So I'm actually not sure why we're wearing pajamas. But in the first episode, we didn't actually properly introduce ourselves. We were just watching the video earlier and like, wait a minute, we forgot to talk about all of that. So
I feel like we should tell more about ourselves, who we are, where we're from, our background, especially you. I think half the people watching and listening to this podcast are gonna think you're like a random Tottenham player from the Premier League or like something like that. And that can't be.
shall I change to Son Heung-min?
No. Next one.
Yeah, everyone thinks in Thailand I look like Son Heung-min.
Yeah.
But I got it back in the UK too. I used to go to a lot of festivals when I was like a teenager, and everyone would be like, Son Heung-min, Son Heung-min.
Yeah.
And I thought they were being racist. Until I got here, and every Thai person says it to me. They're like, Muin Son Heung-min Mac Lo.
Well, for me, they always say I look like Justin Bieber or Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Not that much Justin Bieber anymore, but like 5 years ago, Justin Bieber.
In Thailand or everywhere?
Pretty much everywhere in Asia. Yeah.
And what do you get these days? Still Justin Bieber?
Like Leonardo DiCaprio or... Nah, I cannot say that.
When I first met you a year and a half ago, was it a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Time flies.
October 2023.
Yeah, that was
2023. Yeah.
that was my first reaction. I was like, this guy looks like Leonardo, and he's so handsome. I was like trying to control my heart rate because it was going so fast. I was like, wow, this guy is so handsome, and you look taller than I thought you would be. Like, how tall are you? Could you stand for the camera, please? Can't even get this frame. How tall is that?
I'm 186 or 6'1".
How tall do you think I am?
You are like a 181?
No, I'm 178.
178.
But do you think I should round it? Like on my dating profiles?
Yeah. I think on Tinder you could say 185. But you got banned from Tinder, right? Because you were sending some crazy content.
No, this guy
I heard some rumors.
This guy is such a liar. What content? Let me hear what this guy has to say. What was I doing?
I heard something about some chopsticks and it was too small and
Anyway,
girls weren't satisfied.
anyway, change topic. Introduce yourself. Oliver.
Yes. Well, you're the interview guy. You know how to ask people how can I best unfold my information about myself through a question from you.
I think you haven't had your breakfast.
No.
So you're all over the place. But let's introduce who Oliver Brinham is.
Yes. Oliver Brinham it's me.
Yes.
Yeah, I am. Should I say my age?
You can say whatever. This is a free place. You're in safe hands.
Okay.
No one's here to judge.
Okay, guys, I'm 28 years old. I'm from a small town in Denmark called Randers.
Mm-hmm.
It has a population of like 50, 60,000 people.
Yeah.
Grew up with my mom and dad there in very comfortable surroundings, playing football, playing handball. I love sports. I love being outside. I basically did that my entire childhood. Then my parents got divorced when I was like 12, 13. That kind of like changed my life forever. My mom moved to Copenhagen, the capital of Copenhagen, with my younger sister. I stayed with my dad. I went through quite a rough time, but I think this rough time really shaped me as a person, made me who I am today. And I had to take this big move from Randers to Copenhagen, which was a really big decision for me, because in that age, I was so happy and comfortable. I was the popular kid in school, one of the best on the football team, handball team. Everything was just going smooth. And then this happened in my life, and like everything just went like upside down, you know? So I had to make the move to Copenhagen, which was really tough, because Copenhagen, which is a big city, and moving to the ghetto in Copenhagen from a small safe town in Randers, it's crazy. Like my teachers were getting bullied at my school in Copenhagen.
What?
And if like as a guy, if you're not good at football, the other guys would just bully you. Like football was everything in that school.
So it's a good job you were good at football.
Yeah, thank God. But
was you still the popular kid when you moved to Copenhagen?
no.
Bullied?
I got bullied with my dialect in the start. And
the village dialect.
yeah, and I was a late bloomer, like the latest bloomer. So when everyone was like 180, 190, had mature voices, I was still speaking like a baby, and I was like 156. I was 156, and I was not fat, but I was definitely chubby. Like my face was definitely more round than this ball.
Like double the size of mine.
Could be fun if we could put a picture in now. But yeah.
Okay.
Then luckily by the end of like 8th or start of 9th grade, I hit puberty. Yeah.
And when did your like modeling career take off?
I remember when I was 16, that was my sister. She got scouted on the street by an agency in Denmark, and they invited her to go in there. And I was like, "Yo, sister, I'll follow you there. I'll come along with you." Then they ended up taking pictures of both of us. We had long talks with them, but unfortunately, they rejected the both of us.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. And then I kind of like stopped dreaming about modeling. However, the dream was always in the back of my head. Yeah.
So after that rejection at 16, when did it start taking off?
I think when I went backpacking, like I talked about in the previous video, when I started traveling as a 21-year-old, when I was backpacking around Southeast Asia for 5 months, I met a lot of people. They started calling me like the Danish model. I don't know why. That's crazy, but I just got like known in the backpacker community in Southeast Asia as the Danish model. And I started posting a lot more pictures on Instagram. They were doing well, and people were like talking to me or saying to me I should try modeling. So when I got back to Denmark, I tried like all the agencies in Denmark. I got rejected again. And I was like, damn. Then I lost some weight because I thought it was because of that. I got rejected again. And then some small agency in Denmark. I think by this time I went to probably, we have like 3-4 different agencies, but I went to all of them like twice.
Yeah.
And then the third time, I can't remember the name of this agency, but they were like, yeah, we see potential in you if you drop like 5-10 kg, lose some of your muscles. So I started biking to work every day, and as soon as I finished work, I would go to the gym. And my work back then, I worked as a driver. I would bike like 8 kilometers at my meeting time was like 4 a.m. So I had to start at 3:20. I remember, bike all the way in. Then I was driving around for 10 hours. After work, gym, bike back home, sleep, eat, repeat. Just like that.
Wow.
And then once I finally dropped the weight, they didn't want to sign me. Yeah.
I thought there would be a positive message. I was about to say, no matter how big your dreams are, you can do it with perseverance, but they didn't.
No, they didn't want to sign with me. But then I met this girl who eventually became my girlfriend at that time. She's my ex now. But she worked as a model, and she got me into the industry. She got me signed with her agency, and then she made me travel to the Philippines with her, introduced me to agencies there, introduced me to photographers, started building my portfolio, got my first jobs, and the rest is history.
And then you got signed as a model.
I think that was March 2019.
Let's go. Okay, a happy
Almost
ending.
6 years ago. Yeah. And that's also around the time my social media blew up.
Okay.
I started posting a lot on social media when I started backpacking as a 21-year-old, which was 2017. I was doing YouTube videos, Instagram back then. I have another channel called Paradise Boys. I made that
Is
with
it still live?
Yeah, it's still live. I think there's still like 40 videos.
Okay.
It would be so fun to watch with you.
This is redemption then. For that not working out, this has to work out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be fun to watch.
That's a really good ending, and I guess my message stays the same. So if you ever have a goal, if you're watching this, you can do it.
Yeah.
This guy failed 2-3 times.
Yeah, let's say 3 times.
3 times, and now you've made it as a model. And now we're here in pajamas doing this podcast.
And if I never would have become a model, I would have never met you. Like I would have never ended up in Bangkok, I believe.
That is true.
I think I would have went to university back in Denmark, got a corporate job, and
I can't see that happening.
No,
No. You're too wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think your life is very crazy. I could not see you working in an office.
do you know I worked in a supermarket for 1 year, like scanning items and just be like, ding ding.
So did
yes,
I.
that's gonna be 500 baht.
Yeah.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Did you like it?
Honestly, I actually liked.
It's quite fun.
I really liked it in the morning because I had I was opening the entire shop.
Yeah.
So I felt like I had an impact on people's morning and could like affect them in a positive way.
Yeah.
And that made me feel really, really good.
I could see you being like a really smiley, happy cashier too.
Yeah.
Like people would want to go to your till.
And I would just like joke around with people. I'd be like, "What the heck, man? You're drinking Red Bull
Really?
dessert?" Oh, man. That was a bad joke. But,
So how old was you when you worked there?
that was 20.
Oh.
I worked there half of 2017 and then half of 2018.
Oh, so quite.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I worked in a supermarket when I was 16.
Yeah.
16 to 17. But I used to always hide in the toilets. Because I think it was fun for the first hour, but I would do like 4 to 8 hour shifts. So I'd always like hide in the toilet and just like play on my phone.
I found out on Sundays there's an extra payment fee addition. What is that called? Like they pay twice as much on
like
Sundays.
overtime. Yeah. I think you get paid for overtime, right?
Yeah. So I found out if you work 13 hours on a Sunday, you make like twice as much as you do as when you work on a Thursday. So all my Sundays would just be work. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Is that sufficient? Should I talk more about myself, or maybe you would like to share some? I'm getting thirsty.
Yeah. You have a drink break. I'm thinking if we missed anything. No, I think that's enough. That's a good intro, actually. That's a very solid, in-depth intro, and thank you for sharing that. That's also new information for me too.
Yeah.
And I've known you for a while.
Well, I love sharing that, and thank you for giving me the opportunity and the chance to share this with you and with all of you guys.
You hold the baton now. Okay.
Okay, guys, tighten your seatbelts. Get ready.
Button up?
Get the food ready.
Should I unbutton or button?
Depends on how spicy your story is.
Okay. All right. So what do you want to know?
I mean,
You know everything.
I think you should start with where you grew up as well. Which town, which city in the UK?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And
So
do you have any siblings and parents?
So I was born and raised in Canterbury, Kent, and then I went to school nearby I went to an all boys grammar school. So
And all boys
Yeah.
grammar school.
yeah. So I had to
That
take.
sounds like the worst school in the world. Only boys and grammar.
It was really hard to get in. You have to take a really hard test called the 11 plus. So when
Okay.
you're 11, you have to take this test. It's about like your arithmetic, your English capacity, and also like kind of like your critical thinking skills. And only like the top, I think, like 5% can get in. It's really strict to get in.
How old were you when you had to do the test again?
11. Yeah.
11.
And then
That's early to do
take-
tests like that.
Yeah, it would take me to secondary school.
Wow. Were you nervous when you had to do all the tests?
Yeah, because my mom said if you don't pass this test, I have an Asian mom, so
Yeah.
for the Asians watching, you know how strict our like upbringing was. But I had to pass this, otherwise I'll be get sent to a boarding school. And at the time, I did not want to be sent there, so I had to study a lot, and luckily I managed to get in.
Sweet.
But growing up in a all boys school, it made me very socially awkward with women. Because I remember when we were like 16, 17, girls could start going to our school for sixth form. So it's like the last 2 years of high school.
And then there's just hundreds of thirsty boys looking at the girls, right?
There'll be like maybe about 150 boys in 1 year, and maybe like 10 girls, and we'll all be like fighting for the girls.
I'm picturing like guys in war or in prison, and they see girls for the first time coming in.
But I was really shy.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to speak to women, because I've just been with boys the whole time.
Do you have an example of an interaction with a girl that was really embarrassing?
They would talk to me and my face would go like really red. And I would be like, yeah, I would be like stuttering so bad.
Almost like the first time you met me.
Was I? Well, the first time we met is actually on Instagram though. If you scroll down enough, we had a 50-year-old bone soup. Yeah. Wait, was I awkward?
No.
No, I wasn't. Yeah,
No.
I thought it was quite the connection, the chemistry was really good at the start. Yeah. But yeah, I went to all boys school, and then I went to university. And during university, that was the first time where I really explored solo traveling. So I used to do this thing called couchsurfing. Do you know about couchsurfing?
I've heard of it, but can you explain?
All right, think about Airbnb, but it's free, and you also get to stay with the host too.
Interesting.
So say for example, we started a couch surfing profile here, and people can apply to stay with us for completely free.
Dang. So there would be like 100 people applying, then we can choose whoever?
It would be whoever's like visiting Bangkok or Thailand.
Maybe you can finally get a girl then.
So you're throwing
cut
me,
that out if you want.
you're throwing me off my story.
Sorry. You did the couch surfing. It sounds really, really nice and cute and cozy.
You think all of us being mean? Anyway, I would be doing couch surfing. So people would be going clubbing during university, right, on Friday nights. I would be taking these like £10 flights to other countries, because in the UK it's really cheap to fly to like Italy, Sweden, Copenhagen. Yeah, it was, a return flight would be $20-30 max. So I'd do that, and then I'd also couch surf in so many different people's homes.
That's so nice.
Yeah, and then I did that for about 5 years. So after I graduated, I kept on doing that. And the reason I did that is because it wasn't actually to save money, but it was to experience how different people live in other parts of the world. Because I realized that I was only young once, and I should maximize as much experience as I have before having like a real job or committing to like a partner or like putting down a mortgage. So I soaked all of that up, and within the 5th year, I got really sick of traveling and doing that.
Yeah.
And then I took a one-way flight from London to Manila, and I had a layover in Bangkok and never left.
Then you're just stuck here.
Yeah, but many people might be asking, how did I manage to fund this lifestyle? So I had an e-commerce business for 5 years. Yeah, with my sister.
Yeah.
And I was able to work remotely.
That's sweet. That's sweet. I'm a bit curious when it comes to the couch surfing part. So for 5 years, you were basically just couch surfing?
Well, it's on and off.
On and off.
I wouldn't do it all the time. I would mix it in with like hotels, hostels, couch surfing. But I really like the couch surfing part.
Did you ever have a bad experience with it? I would be scared to stay with some creep.
The thing is,
how do you know it's not Mr.
So
Dom or you're staying?
You would never do it.
No, I would do it. I would have to do it.
Yeah, because you seem quite open-minded. I don't think it. I would say it's only for like 2-3% of the population. It's quite a strange thing for someone to do. Like even hostels, it's quite weird for people to do. I had 2 weird experiences, but since I'm like very, I'm just like a very like I just get over things really quickly.
Yeah.
That it didn't really faze me. So there was one guy, he was a gay guy in Xi'an, China, and after dinner we were just on his couch, something like this, and he went, "Oh, I find you really handsome." And I was like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Thank you." And he's like, "Oh, so like, do you want to do some stuff?" I was like, "Some stuff?"
Some stuff.
He's like, "Yeah, well, you know, I'm gay, and are you gay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not gay. I'm straight."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, well, my previous guest that stayed also tried some stuff with me, so you should be open-minded and try." And I just went straight to the point. I'm like,
Wow.
"Look, I'm straight, man.
Yeah.
Like, we can still hang out. I'm gonna still stay here, but like, none of that."
How did he react after that?
No, he was very cool about it.
Okay.
I think because I said it in a way which was, quite firm, but also, yeah, not so aggressive. So the chemistry, like the friendship chemistry, was still there, and we still had a good time after.
Okay, so
Yeah, I don't really mind that as long as you're upfront about it and don't like try and like kiss me.
Yeah.
Like if he did this,
and like
that would've
forced you to do it.
Yeah, that would have been a different story. But at least he asked,
And also the fact that he accepted your rejection is,
Yeah.
I mean, that's, everyone should just accept that and be okay with it.
But I also hosted other people. So when I was
Like at the same time.
No. When I was in university, I stayed in a dorm with like six people in a house.
Yeah.
And I would always like host people. So I had a guy from Belgium. He cycled all the way to the UK, and then when he reached my town, it was called Canterbury. He was gonna cycle all the way to Scotland. And he would couch surf in each stop. And he was staying on my floor.
That's so cool.
So it's like a 45-year-old man in like a 20-year-old dorm.
Wow.
And all of my roommates were like, "Who is this guy?" He's like, "Oh, he's just a good friend, we've known each other."
Did you say that?
Yeah, because if I told them I found him off couchsurfing, they'll be like, "What the heck?" Yeah.
So how come you decided to do your own couchsurfing back then?
I love meeting people.
Yeah.
It was so interesting, like because if you're in your day-to-day life, you just hang out with the same people, your same colleagues, same group of friends. But with couchsurfing, you're immersed in someone's life for like a few days, and it's just such an enriching experience. And that's what I learned from it, and that's why I think I learned to judge way less now, because I've been to so many different places, I've lived with so many different people have lived with me, and I just realized that we're all the same, man. We're all on this floating rock,
You make me want to do couchsurfing.
Shall we host someone on this couch and then do the podcast with them?
Yeah. That would actually be
Or
fun.
maybe we host one of you guys.
That's a good one.
But your farts really smell, so I'm not sure if they want to stay.
My farts.
Yeah.
I don't fart.
You
No. It was the floor cracked or something.
Okay. I don't believe you. That's our story, pretty much.
At least my room is not messy.
Yeah. My room is terrible.
Yeah.
It will be fixed today, okay? We
And
just
it's because
moved in.
I eat a lot of protein powder to
Oh, really?
get my muscles to
Okay.
this huge size.
So it's a trade-off. For
Yeah.
this handsome body and looks, it has to come with smelly farts.
Oh man.
All right, so
Man, that's not nice. Just drop that on the podcast.
are you sad? Well,
No, gotta come out sooner or later. So
this is a real podcast, We're trying to show the authentic side of Oliver and mine. Because the reason why I wanted to do the podcast with Oliver is because this guy has an amazing personality. Like, he's so funny and charismatic, but he never shows it on his social media. If you go on his Instagram, it's just thirst traps, isn't it? Let's be real.
yeah, and some beautiful pictures.
Just your beautiful face and beautiful background. But I'm like, Oliver, you have such a good personality. You need to show this to the world.
Thank you so much.
I really mean, I'm not saying this because you're my friend, but it's really true. Like, I've met a lot of people, but what you have is very special. Yeah, and you need to show it to the world more, which is why this guy is my co-host. Yeah.
Oh my, thank you so much. I get shy and now I gotta drink some water.
But do you see yourself in Thailand for the next 10 years? Or do you see yourself like retiring back home in like Copenhagen? Not retiring, but like in the foreseeable future when you have like a kid and family and stuff.
For me, the country doesn't really matter. I just want to be a place that is good for my family and for my occupation at that time and for my future wife.
Wow.
Yeah. It
Or
doesn't,
husband.
it doesn't matter whether it's in Thailand, Denmark, Mexico, like as long as it just makes sense for me and my family, and
Wow.
if my kid have it has to be a good place to raise a family.
So your ideal situation is, it can be anywhere as long as you have a good like family structure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lock myself into one certain place.
Okay.
No.
What's your ideal situation?
Like
If you
my-
had all the money in the world, you had your family and kids, where would you go?
Ideally, I really, really want to live in Lake Como.
Oh wow.
So maybe
live.
like, a beautiful place in Lake Como. Yeah, bro, imagine waking up there. You just wake up to the mountains, the lakes, all the beautiful trees, flowers, everything there. It's so like picturesque.
Yeah.
It would just like it brings so much inspiration to me and just makes me feel so good and calm and
But there's no mukata there.
oh yeah. Okay, so let's do it in Thailand.
There's no kamwen there.
Yeah, okay.
What do they eat there? Just baguettes?
That's in France. Now you're being racist.
That is not racist.
Yeah.
In Italy, they don't eat baguettes.
They just eat pasta.
I used to go to Italy all the time. They had this amazing baguette in Florence. I still remember it.
Okay, maybe you were right.
Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Really? Have you got food, or do you need to make it?
I can have a banana now.
I see Oliver's energy levels dropping. Do you want to eat the banana? What's on the
Yeah.
phone? Yeah. I can tell when Oliver gets tired. But how many minutes on we on? My eyes can't see that far.
We are almost on 27 minutes.
You still good for energy?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can do a bit more. Let's keep it running.
Yeah, keep it running. This is a podcast, so we have to keep the energy flowing. And I see this guy dying over here. I see it in his eyes. They look like sunken.
You made me feel really nostalgic about our conversation before, when we talked about who we are. Like I feel like I want to do couch surfing and backpacking around Southeast Asia again.
Because that's where your initial spark for traveling came from, right?
It's true. Yeah.
I think that's why we're quite like we connect so well, because I think we just have a natural curiosity about the world, and I actually don't think it's that common for people to have.
No, you know, for me, like when I was in 4th grade, 5th grade, my teachers were very worried for me because I was just sitting in the classroom, looking out the window and like daydreaming. Yeah, please do like this so they don't screenshot. Oh, yeah. That's not my banana. How's my banana tasting?
Very good.
Okay, back to the story. Yeah, so the teachers thought something was wrong with me because I was just sitting, like looking out the window, daydreaming, and they actually called my parents and got them into a conversation about me to talk about my well-being. And then I remember my parents came back and they were like, "Ollie, we're so worried for you. Is there anything wrong? What's going on? Are you getting bullied? Is the school too hard for you? Are you having some problems there?" And I was just like, "Nah, I just watched a documentary about the Maldives and I just really want to go there." Yeah.
Wow. So, and you were just constantly thinking about traveling then?
Yeah, I was always dreaming about traveling. One of my biggest hobbies back then was just to look at the world map, find the capitals, find all the flags. Like as a, I think 7-8-year-old, I could mention at least like 60-70% of all the capitals in the world.
Wow.
I still remember like at least half.
So, where did you think that like came from?
I think my dad, he would show me these world maps, and I remember watching these documentaries about the world and other countries. And I remember in kindergarten, all the kids, they would draw like animals and people and figures. I would just draw flags. Yeah. I just wanted to draw flags.
And your teacher's like, what is wrong with this guy?
And I remember when they built Taipei 101 and like the whole architecture and how there's this like stone rock magnet thing in the top of the tower that's like protecting it from earthquakes. I was so fascinated by this tower and just the whole world, especially Asia. I always just wanted to travel to Asia, yeah.
But this mindset's not really common in Denmark. Or it is?
No, I don't think so. I think the common mindset is finish school, go to a gymnasium, go to university, get an education, like be safe.
Okay.
But it's becoming more and more open, the mindset.
Yeah, the world
I
is
felt
changing.
like 7 years ago when I told people about my dreams with social media and I told people that I did social media, they're like, huh? What's that? How are you making money? Like now people actually know. I think, I wouldn't say they look down upon content creators in Denmark, but it's just not that common.
Yeah.
Like when I'm shooting outside in Denmark, I feel like people look down on me. I get a lot of like weird comments and people like, oh, you think you're so handsome and good looking, and I'm just like, I'm just doing my work and
living your life.
Just living my life. Just let me do me.
I think it's similar in the UK too. It's a little bit judgmental, but I know in like California it's very open here, and even Bangkok too. Well, you're really serious about hiding the banana, but I actually had something similar to you. But when
Please don't look me deep in the eyes when I take a bite.
I took my first solo trip when I was 18, and that was to China. So my dad is actually from Beijing. And when I went there by myself, no, the reason I went by myself is I would always want to go, but my dad would like always say, oh, next year. And it got to 18 when I was like, I have my student loan coming in from my university. Like,
Already at 18, you had a student loan.
Yeah, because my parents, I had to fund my own tuition. So I got like, I think it was like £3,000 into my bank account. I was like the most money I had when I was 18. I was like, yes, now I can finally go to Beijing. So I booked a flight there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I went to Hong Kong as well. And it was like the first time I left my home alone, like to another country. And I was like, oh my gosh, this world is huge, like ginormous. It's huge.
And especially China.
Yeah,
It's
and I was
like a
mind blown.
world.
Yeah, I couldn't even cross the street. I had to get some auntie to hold my hand and he crossed it at the time.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and then after that, I was so hooked. I'm like, if I'm so amazed by China, imagine what the other countries are like.
Yeah.
And I was so hooked. So hooked. I was like a Couchsurfing ambassador, dude. I did like speeches about Couchsurfing and stuff.
Did you?
Yeah, because I was like, everyone needs to travel like this. This is so enriching.
That's funny.
Yeah, and when I would date, when I'd be in relationships, I'd bring like my dates on these Couchsurfing experiences too. I think we have to do one. Just maybe I make
No, we should.
a roomies BKK podcast special.
Let's do a couchsurfing in Chiang Mai.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, but that's my story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there more questions that we should ask each other before we end this episode? Wait, I had some questions on my phone.
Okay, your phone is there though.
Oh, here. Yeah. I mean, it just...
You know, when I make my content, I never use like this. I just do it from my head. But are you more scripting? And do you guys prefer scripting more or more chaos?
I think a mix of both is
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we do this regularly, we probably need something more structured. But I'm also curious about what you guys think too. I think we could do one more and wrap it up.
Yeah. One question. I can choose one question and ask you. And
Okay.
You can...
Question time.
What are your personal hobbies and passions here in Thailand? I think that's quite good.
Honestly, guys, I work all the time.
Yeah.
As soon as I wake up tonight, I'm always working.
Yeah.
But my work is kind of integrated in having fun too. So, for example, like going to the cinema and reviewing the cinema, that's work. But it's also having fun, or also traveling to another province with the tourism board, that's work, but it's also fun. So
You're also traveling with other content creators.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
you're creating together and you share the same passion,
yeah.
which I think is amazing.
But if it's not to do with content, I like to do Muay Thai. And eat good food. Yeah.
That sounds
I think
good.
that's it, yeah. But I always, from a young age, I always envisioned my life to be like this. I always saw like YouTubers live their life. I'm like, how are they getting paid to live their
me
life?
too, me
I'm like,
too.
I want to do that. So yeah, my work is my fun,
Yeah.
pretty much. And I can do it forever. Like, my energy is so high because I do the thing I love. And passing the baton to you.
The exact same what you just said. Like, for so long I was watching all of these YouTubers. I just wanted to be them, but I didn't have the confidence or the courage to go pursue this. But then one day I was like, screw this, let me just go for it. And then somehow I made it happen. And you made it happen. Took some time, but we did it. Anyways, the question was my hobbies and passions here in Thailand. I love going to the gym. I love working out. It could be Muay Thai class. It could be football training. It could be a workout at the gym. It could be CrossFit. It could be tennis, paddle tennis. I love sports. I love being active. I love using my body. And I love going for walks too. I love eating good food. A good morning walk with coffee, or go to Benchakiti Park running, or go to Lumpini Park run like we did the other night. I love that. You get the best feeling afterwards. Yeah, and I like to relax with a good book here and there. I think that's about it.
We have a pile of books. Oh, we have a Think and Grow Rich.
But I just put these books here so we look more intellectual for the podcast.
I thought we're not telling them.
Oh,
Now we look less cool.
But you're the one who bought like 20 books just to put them on the wall.
New year, new me. We need to... No, I'm going to read them, okay?
Okay. Let's see.
New me, I'm going to try and increase my intelligence levels.
Okay, in the next podcast, I'll check up on your reading situation here.
Okay, shall we wrap this up?
Let's wrap this up. Okay. I think you can do the outro today.
Sure, okay. Pass the baton over.
Yes.
Whoop. All right, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed number 2 of Roomies BKK. Let me know what you guys think about this podcast, anything you like or dislike. Yeah, we really like making these videos, and we're just getting started, guys. All right, we'll see you guys in the next few days.
The Wi-Fi still got the same name. Bye.
Oh, I hate you.